And when I said in my 9 titles, I am His Melchizedek Dr.Mekbib Adgeh, the proud Caucasian Hebrew ethnic American man with red skin Hebrew, Caucasian Hebrew look, it may seem something ambiguous how it can happen, and I want to clarify it to you. And the title you will hear, you'll learn about it at the ending of my Hebraist global campaign song, A Fire of Elijah, is engulfing old. And it is based on Genesis chapter 25, verse 21 to 26, 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 1 to 13, Song of Songs chapter 5, verse 10, Lamentation chapter 4, verse 1 to 7. And I have also divine visions that He provided me. In Genesis chapter 25, we see Jacob and Esau are Isaac and Jacob and Esau are twin brothers. Yet Esau was a red-skinned Hebrew, whereas Jacob was Caucasian Hebrew. Both of them born of the same Caucasian Hebrew mother, father, grandfather, grandmother. All that can happen, it is the Hebraist miracle beyond epigenetics, and in such a way is what I am born. I'm born of Caucasian Hebrew, white snakes, Hebrews, and not from any other. And not only in the scriptures, Elohim has provided me various divine visions. In 2010, I saw my Hebrew forefathers, more than 3,000 something years ago. And while they were celebrating their victory after inheriting the land, the promised land, as noted in Joshua chapter 21, verse 43 through 45. Then 2011 to 12, 71 to 72, calendar 50 to 51, etc. I saw my Caucasian Hebrew foremother, as well as my Caucasian Hebrew sister. She's part of Israel Asad, or a Caucasian Hebrew girl in America, an American. She's part of my Hebraist Bet Elohim as well. The thing is, it's not incest. Instead, because all of them they are my Hebrew forefathers. I mean, my Hebrew ethnics, born of the same common ancestry of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from whom I have sprung forth. And then I saw my brothers also, Caucasian Hebrew brothers, as well as relatives as well. So it is it, and when I am in my exact look, I have bright Caucasian Hebrew look, and the rest of the time I have a red skin Hebrew look. Here, what you see my hands, and my wife, and part of Hebraist Bet Elohim, she's a 100% pure Caucasian Hebraist girl, and she's a bright Caucasian Hebraist girl. And you see my hand here. Of course, the criminals, psychics, so-called psychics, so-called psychically, they have whitened her hands artificially than what it actually naturally looks. And but in the original photograph I took with a 35mm camera, not even digital, in 1998, 758, calendar 37, while I'm with my Hebraist Bet Elohim in our honeymoon, so bridal week, is the picture and the photograph, and the original photograph there, my hand, you see, in her hand here, they have artificially whitened it. Otherwise, my hand looks 98 to 99% just a bright Caucasian Hebrew look of Mashti, the Caucasian Hebraist wife of mine. She's part of Mekbib Adgeh. But here they have whitened her hands in attempt to disinform about me, saying maybe to portray me as Indian or something else. Yet I am not. I am a Caucasian Hebrew ethnic American man with red skin Hebrew Caucasian Hebrew look. So when I'm in my exact look, I have bright Caucasian Hebrew look. The rest of the times I have red skin Hebrew look. And here is, and here you see my hands are bright Caucasian look, but here my face is red skin. But here, when my hand also lost all of my hand, my face, all of it is bright Caucasian look. Is here? It is what you see here, a photograph. When I'm in my exact look. And so it would be a good explanation to you, and it is not only, don't be tricked by the devil, the blocks by Voodoo or something else, they artificially, for specific period, temporarily, they alter the look of their skin, their black skin, most possibly by Voodoo and so on, and they make it appear, as if they have bright skin or something else. So don't be tricked by them. Mine is natural, and also I have relatives in Ethiopia, as I have noted it in my righteous marriage video, born of red skin Caucasian Hebrews who is red skin Hebrew look. And both Satanist was born of red skin Hebrew parents, and but she has 100% white Caucasian Hebrew look all the times. There was also another relative of us named Yeshua. She had 98% bright Caucasian Hebrew look, but not the other 92% bright Caucasian Hebrew look. And so it is natural. Mine is natural. It is because of my ethnicity. So don't be tricked by the devil. Now you have so how I look. It is just for those of you for my elders. I have uploaded. I published my divine visions, and also all the details thereof on my fulfilled divine visions at Hebraist.org, but it's not accessible by any other person since they don't belong there. It's only for my elders, my spiritual broadcast. But for those of my Hebraist audience at hamnations.org or Hashem.org, the information I provided you is a good information, enough explanation, it's so genuine, and it is why I am named the White Man. While I was sojourning in Ethiopia, I took a photograph. I was photographed for work ID in 1980s, 740s, and 1923, Rashtra. And my photograph, when I see, I'm the White Man, I'm White Man. So they started calling me the White Man. And it is when I was in my exact look, I took the photograph. I was photographed, yet I was not aware of. It is how. And here is my Fire of Elijah, my Hebraist global campaign song, and all of it is genuine. What I achieved, in my Hebraist Government Congregation of the Universe, by my Hebraist HighPriest Congregation Nation in the Universe leadership, and by the Rooakh Kodesh, the Spirit of God, not by abominable practices such as Voodoo, demonology, witchcraft, senteria, shaman, and so on. These guys there is various religious masks which Elohim has prohibited in Exodus chapter 22 verse 18, Leviticus chapter 20 verse 27, and so on. He's Melchizedek Dr. Adgeh, and here is my Hebraist global campaign song, My Fire of Elijah is engulfing in the world. For my Hebraist girls, who is in terms of competition, my wedding to my city, Penny Adgeh's, my team Penny Adgeh's legally, without criminals, legally, blamelessly before the sight of Elohim. I'm going to accomplish it, and I have got a partial legal victory also. 2011, 71 calendar, 50 flash data. And my 10 penny Adgeh, I'm going to accompany my wedding to without divorcing any of my 3 billion Hebraist Bible spiritual Adgehs, which is all legal before the sight of Elohim. Our marriage exists, but in terms of the definition of the earthly government of United States, which has ended before the sight of Elohim in 2007, 2007 calendar, 46 flash, there is no marriage, no cohabitation exists. So we didn't commit any crime, but our marriage exists valid before the sight of the God Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, Yahweh, Yeshua, Elohim. And then accomplishing my wedding to my 10 penny Adgehs without divorcing any of my 3 billion Hebraist Bible spiritual Adgehs is in the process, and most possibly I will accomplish my wedding to my sweetie Penny Lynette Adgeh, Penny, the former Penny Lynette Carter from Williamsville, Illinois, Paris Whitney Adgeh. Her relatives are the legal, her white relatives are the legal owners of the Hilton Hotels, and as well as 8 other Penny Adgehs, Caucasian American governors, my Hebraist converters. No, 4 generations, no ancestry, and 8 of them thus far as revealed to me, Elohim revealed to me, 8 of them are Hebrew descendants, British American, French American, Swedish American, Norwegian American, Dutch American, Hebrew American, Caucasian Hebrew American, Caucasian Hebrew American, 7. I think that 8 of them are Hebrew descendants, part of Rooakh or Caucasian Hebrew Americans, and the 9th is Jennifer. Jennifer is she's either Caucasian Hebrew American or part of Rooakh, whichever way. She have Hebrew ancestry, and the 10th is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, there's 90% she could be Caucasian Hebrew American or part of Rooakh, and 10% possibility she could be a Greek American. And the 10th is the 7th is Maria, my Italian American girl, American girl, and she has there are things I have a divine vision about it. In 1998, I am married to all white girls since 1966, 726 calendars. 5 Hebraist I started converting you to Hebraist since 1965, 725 calendar, 4 Hebraist by my divine visions. The God of Israel provided me. It was the time in which the Spirit of God and the Rooakh Kodesh started steering me up by divine visions, as noted in Judges, as noted in Hebraist verse, Judges chapter 13, verse 25. And by my divine visions, I started converting you to Hebraist. And 1973, 77, 737, Hebrew calendar, short for 16 Hebraist. I knew I did origin, partial, penetrated, consummated marriage to you. And 1980, 40 Hebrew calendar, 19 Hebraist, the God of Israel named me, made me your righteous Adam, all the white girls, and you are my Eves. And 1998, my righteous marriage ceremony happened. And the competition of Mawadin, based on the divine vision the God Israel provided me to my Mekbib Adgeh, is in the process. And about Maria, in 2008, 5768 Hebrew calendar, for sure I saw divine vision. Maria Adgeh, as well as Ivana Adgeh, my two Italian wives, they sang me a song of glory. They said, Dr.Mekbib Adgeh, our living King David, defeated Goliath, the anti-Hebraist world order, as noted in 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 7. And then in 2009 to 10, 69, 70 Hebraist era, 48 to 49, 57, 69 to 70 Hebrew calendar, 48 to 49 Hebraist era, I saw another divine vision. The divine vision, I was in Europe and in Rome, in Italy, and I was having pussy with a blonde Italian girl. She's my Maria Adgeh, and as I'm having pussy with her, I was singing her a Hebraist song based on Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 1 to 14, Numbers chapter 24 verse 17, and so on. And says more than 1,000 years ago, the dead Hebraist said, our bones are all dry, we are cut off and scattered. Our hope is gone, we can't expect what we had hoped. But the God of Israel said, I didn't forsake you, I will open your grave and make you live again, and so on. Why should I sing for a Gentile about Hebraistus? There is another thing, there is another divine vision I saw. On the third divine vision, I was in Rome, and I was seated somewhere in the city. And as I am seated, I saw a tall tower. And on the tall tower was mounted the bronze statue of my Hebraist Bet Elohim, chief of priests, one of the chief of priests, chief priest Peter. Bronze statues, and it was swinging to and from. And when I saw it, I arose and I wept before the God of Israel, saying, Rome, the religion of Rome, was formed by my Hebraist Bet Elohim, chief priest Peter, and they were branches of my Hebraist Bet Elohim in Jerusalem, Israel. They became Christians because they later gave heed to the heretic teaching of Paul, the heresy of Paul, Christianity, heresy of Paul, as well as the mistake of the Jerusalem Council. And I prayed for the conversion of Rome to Hebraist. And then, some days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, as I was taking shower in my shower room, I saw my sister Maria Adgeh. She came into my shower room, and at the time, it's just as a twinkling of an eye, I saw it. I was joyful, jubilant, and I saw just in a glimpse, just in a twinkling of an eye, I saw all the unpleasant things which has passed by many years ago. And all of such circumstances passed by. Now Maria has come home. After all those unpleasant circumstances passed by. And one of the unpleasant circumstances which passed by is once what I saw in my divine vision, I think it's 2005, 2006 calendar, 44 Hebraist era, and I was saying in my divine vision, Rome, what you failed my Hebrews is what I consider as you failed me in person. Nevertheless, God has judged on you, the Roman Empire has collapsed. It was one of the unpleasant circumstances which has passed by. And so I wrote in my Hebraist Bet Elohim Talmud stating what I observed is now the conversion of at least the conversion of all of the Italians to Hebraist. The Hebraist state of Italy is what at least I saw. And I took a note in the morning. Then about 5 or some minutes past 5, as I went to buy kosher food from a store. They are South Americans and working there, and they stuck him in the mind, and I said to them, "Why are you despising your chance of eternal life? Are you sure when you get out of work and are driving to your apartment, are you sure you will reach to your apartment? Car accident could happen and you could die. And despising your eternal life now, you could end in hell." At the time, so revealed to me, those of previously affiliated to so-called Catholic organization, as well as so-called Baptist, so-called Catholics, they say there is purgatory in which after a person is dead, will have a chance to so-called repent or correct themselves and be righteous and go to heaven. But no, I taught them the verses. There is no such type of thing, and also those so-called Baptists also, they say once you obtain eternal life, you have obtained eternal life. Whatsoever the sin you commit, you want to go to hell, you will go to heaven. It is all the snare of the devil, and disguised with the mask of religion, which has ensnared their souls. I will provide you the verse I taught them. And here are the verses. Here are verses. Exodus chapter 32, verse 33. Matthew chapter 7, verse 21 through 27. Revelation chapter 20, verse 12 through 15. Matthew chapter 25, verse 33 through 41. James chapter 2, verse 26. Mark chapter 9, verse 43 through 44. Luke chapter 12, verse 16 through 20. Psalm chapter 9, verse 17. Luke chapter 16, verse 23 through 24. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1 through 18. Mark chapter 16, verse 17 through 18. Luke chapter 10, verse 17 through 19. John chapter 1, verse 12. Acts chapter 19, verse 13 through 20. Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 through 15. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 15. All of it show we have no accord with the devil, and there is no purgatory, and unless a person has obtained eternal life, verifiable on earth, as noted in Exodus chapter 8, verse 19, Mark chapter 16, verse 17 through 18, Luke chapter 10, verse 17 through 19, John chapter 1, verse 12, Acts chapter 10, verse 44, 46, chapter 19, verse 13 to 20, and so on. The person will go to hell. I haven't obtained eternal life simply because somebody said, you believe in God and you are soaked in by water. It doesn't mean you have obtained eternal life. Those abominable practices, so-called ministers say, well, the Bible says, the Tanakh says, it's just good for nothing. First of all, they are not the ministers. God has appointed them for Hebraist ministry. They themselves have obtained eternal life. They themselves practice our own practice. Elohim prohibited in Exodus chapter 20, verse 18, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27, and so on. Secondly, which God did you believe in? I have cast out the God of so-called God of Jews, Christians, Messianic Jews. It is what the persons of darkness worship, disguised with the mask of religion. And I have cast it out and sent it out. And the Antichrist, evil, so-called Jesus, and so-called Yeshua, and even the so-called God of Jews, noted in Numbers chapter 24, verse 1, which says God consults with wizards, witches. God talks to Satan worshippers. It's all the thing of the devil. Many wrong things are written in the Bible, which any person could buy from any bookshop, and also as well as in the Jewish Tanakh as well. So, which exists in market. So I have cast out in the season hand, and I'm saying a person obtains eternal life. Not at all. It is because the Bible says not at all. As I have told you previously, there were persons who said they are Pentecostal ministers, but and they were singing Jesus, Jesus, God said so, God said so. Well, many relation, but at last they were found demon possessed. Not how about eternal life. They were shildikading. Shildikading is either desertia or just speaking, confusing the tongue, the various words to make it appear as a divine tongue, or else it's a tongue of the demonic spirit. They worship Voodoo, demonology, witchcraft, senteria, shaman, and so on. So they were shildikading, saying, we are spirit-filled Pentecostal Christian ministers. But later they were found demon-possessed. So there is no so-called purgatory. No, once you have obtained eternal life, whatsoever sin you commit, you don't lose your eternal life. It is all the snare of the devil, tricking, duping the believers of God to die eternal days by committing sin and go to hell. So in the evening, what I haven't expected, I set free by the guidance of the God of Israel all of the Hispanics from South America who had been affiliated to Catholic organizations and had upheld such type of belief, which, because it's how they tell them to, and as well as Europe, in Europe as well. So as well as Asia, North America, Oceania also. So Tamnations.org, Ocean.os, my work, I'm teaching you my horizon, Hebraist.os. And so possibly hundreds of millions of those which the devil had ensnared, which had been previously affiliated to Catholic, so-called Catholic organizations, I set them free from the snare of the devil. And in the morning, such jubilation I experienced, joy, not only the Italians, conversion to Christ, and the Hebraist Church of Italy, and Gnosset, and also in the evening, I set free by the guidance of God hundreds of millions of those who had been ensnared by the devil, tricked into thinking, into believing there is purgatory and they commit sin and they die and go to hell. Once obtained life, what they say, they have obtained eternal life, they say, you believe in God? Yes. And they are soaked in water. And what says, those who believe and are so-called baptized, water, obtain eternal life. You're saved. So they say. Not at all. No eternal life. Even if in Mark chapter 16, verse 1 through, verse 16 through 17 says, those who believe in God obtain eternal life. Are you sure the God which the so-called preacher preached you about is indeed the real God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or the antichrist, evil so-called Jesus, which I admitted, so-called he is evil in Luke chapter 18, verse 18 through 19, who framed Hebrews as children of the devil in John chapter 8, verse 44, and so on. are you sure you are worshipping the real God, the God Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God who's God, Yahweh Elohim? Or else, you cannot have eternal life, and what as long as they teach the heresy, Christian heresy of power, and they make them practice our own practices, then adios, no eternal life at all. So I set them free, hundreds of millions of them, and the other twinkling of an eye, I experienced this in 2001, 61 Hebrew calendar, 40 Rastera. As I was, I saw a divine vision, November to December 2001, and I was having pussy with my Penny Lynette Adgeh, the former Penny Lynette Carter from Williamsville, Illinois, and as I'm having pussy with her, my chest on her boob, on her boobs, I was singing her a divine Hebraist song of love. I didn't confess, I didn't read from anywhere, I didn't listen from anywhere, and I have the videotaped it in my righteous marriage video. And then after some days, Elohim revealed to me what I saw in my divine vision, 1997, 57 Hebrew calendar, 36 Bashara, while I was in my garden of Eden by Jackson, Illinois. And it happened at the time I was not expecting. Elohim gave me a divine vision, and I saw my city penny coming dressed with Israeli military uniform to me. And when she reached me physically, I said to her, Penny, I am the Israeli American, you are British American, what made you wear Israeli military uniform? And then, after about 2 weeks or so, I saw another divine vision. In the vision, I am standing with my Penny Lynette Adgeh, the former Penny Lynette Carter from Williamsville, Illinois, and it is our marriage, wedding day, campus wedding as well. And I lifted up her veil from her face, and I kissed her in marriage commitment. It is fulfilled in 1998, 58 Hebrew calendar, that's 70 Bastera, when I married all of the white negros by the guidance of the God of Israel, and named you Mekbib Adgeh, Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, because I am your righteous Elam of Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. When I married all the white negros, I married my Penny Lynette Adgeh as well. So it is fulfilled then. And then after I came to the United States, in November, December, the same month, of course I saw in June 1998, I saw Lady Solia being hanged. Then November to December, after I came to the United States, I saw for 3 consecutive days, I saw the same divine vision. I was flying across the United States as a bird flies, and I was holding my penny. I didn't understand what it was. I love her a lot. I just cared for her, and so I prayed for her safety. It was all. I didn't understand what it was. Then 2001, Elohim revealed to me the reason why. Just in a twinkling of an eye, Elohim revealed to me why I was flying across the United States holding my penny. Is because Newton wants me to complete my wedding to my Penny Lynette Adgeh, Penny Adgeh. So since then, I didn't travel to Europe. And the same month, Elohim revealed to me why in 1997 I saw my Penny coming dressed with Israeli military uniform. And Newton revealed it to me. It is because the British are part of the so-called lost tribes of Israel, whom I call them Israel at-large. So the Scandinavians, the British, Irish, Iceland, Belgium, Swiss, French, and their descendants in North America, South America, Oceania, part of the Israel at-large. And I have credible sources as well as my divine visions. I have about it, Elohim revealed me, including my Penny Lynette Adgeh as well. And at the time, it was concise, clear, and I wrote to my Penny about it as well. So the contribution already into my 10 Penny Adgeh is in the process, and most possibly I will achieve it in few months. And 7 of them are blondes, according to the guidance of the God of Israel, Newton provided me. 4 of them are golden blondes, 2 of them are white blondes, 1 of them red blonde, brunette, brown hair, light brown hair, and red hair. The 10 of them. Well, in terms of marriage, but it is for the consummation of my wedding without divorcing my 3 billion wives, but in terms of marriage, I'm married to all white Govts. So in terms of having pussy, as long as she have 75% or more beauty category and no ancestry in 4 generations, and then I could have possessor. But for the consummation, it is strictly to my Mekbib Adgeh, which I could, most possibly could make it in a few months. And furthermore, you could get the information about it by accessing Hebraist Dr. Then click on Hebraist Bet Elohim, then click on Dr.Mekbib and Mekbib Adgeh's marriage. And you could email me Hebraist for the consummation you could email me a photograph as well. I am His Melchizedek Dr.Mekbib Adgeh.
Independence Day celebration in the United States of America, in which I hereby am declaring to all legal citizens, residents of the United States of America, except the other one, Legislature, the Cushites, negros, Africans, the blasphemers who committed horrific crime against humanity. My divine vision, the Almighty God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, spoke to me, along with Mark chapter 12, verse 15, verse 15 through 17, in 1990, calendar, 29 Hebraist, in which Elohim declared the setting, the day Mekbib Adgeh, now he's not considered Dr.Mekbib Adgeh, I am the only legitimate leader for Americans, and the Hebraist Government Congregation of the universe, Elohim told me to form and lead it, the only legitimate government for Americans. They should pay tax to is 100% proved divine. Speaking about myself, I'm the Caucasian Hebrew ethnic American man with red skin Hebrew Caucasian Hebrew look. The God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Yahweh, Elohim has in purpose, has a purpose in my life. More than 3,400 years ago, the Hebraist English Rooakh Kodesh who destroys all the rest of the world. The anti-Hebraist word order, the Hebrew royal descendant of the King David, Elohim, restored the royal Hebrew crown to descendant of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, from the tribes of Judah, Joseph, and Levi, who had been sojourning in Ethiopia, a land of Cush, not in Genesis chapter 2, verse 13. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a so-called Ethiopian Jew, so-called Palasha. They are Cushites, negros, Africans, blacks. They are not Hebrews, they are not descendants of Shem. How did it get to happen? I have a skin Hebrew look with the Caucasian Hebrew look. It is a vast miracle beyond the beyond the law of epigenetics. As noted in Genesis chapter 25, verse 21 through 26, 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 1 through 13, some Govt chapter 5, verse 10, Leviticus chapter 4, verse 1 through 7. My divine vision Elohim provided me as well. And when I have in my exact look, I have bright Caucasian Hebrew look. The rest of the times I have red skin Hebrew look. And I'm not in Genesis chapter 26. We see the twin of Jacob, Esau, born of the same Caucasian Hebrew father, mother, forefather, and grandfather and grandmother. Was red skin Hebrew, whereas Jacob was Caucasian Hebrew. And it is how in my case as well. And Elohim has provided me the visions in which I saw my Caucasian Hebrew forefathers, my Caucasian Hebrew foremothers, and my sisters, Caucasian Hebrew relatives as well. And I myself have found myself, Elohim, as I'm having pussy, instead of 1 to 6 of your calendar, 40 speaking about my Hebraist prophecies, divine visions, sign of liberal righteous, and achievements I made, 1963, December 63 Hebrew calendar, when I was age 2, one morning while I was seated just 1.75 meters in front of my father on a couch, my father, my Hebrew father was talking to his friend, and I listened to him saying, the God of Israel has told him one of his children will be a great to very great person. And 1965 calendar for Hebraist the Rooakh Kodesh established me up by divine visions, as noted in Genesis chapter 13, verse 25. And at the time, my father, my Hebrew father, said, it is my son Mekbib who would be a great to very great person. Because all of the rest of my brothers and sisters don't have such supernatural experience. In 1966, you can the I thought, why is it Govt? I want to marry them, and they became my wives. They are them whom I started converting since 1965 by my divine visions, which I told, which I fulfilled after I told my Hebrew mother. Somehow the Sundays and all, and which my Hebrew mother made it public, and the Govt became aware of it. In 1971, 73 to 77, 57, 33 to 77 Hebrew calendar, 12 to 16 Hebraist I knew I destroyed factor penetrated against it, my righteous marriage to all of life in the my life converses, and 1987, 40 Hebrew calendar, 1900 Hebraist the God Elohim revealed neutral self to me, and neutral revealed neutral self to my Hebrew father, the Moses. Neutral revealed neutral's name, the God of God, and made Hebraist miracles in my life. And also, neutral named me the righteous leader of all white girls. Neutral named me. Thus, I devoted myself for Hebraism, studying my Bible, praying, and so on. And I live in the Hebraist culture, in a sort of Hebraist culture. And 1981 to 82, so also at 43 calendar, 20 to 21 Hebraist era, I took photograph for work, and in my photograph, when I see iPhone, I saw, I am wise man. I am wise man. And when the public started recording me, wise man. And 1998, 52 calendar, Hebraist era, my righteous marriage ceremony, in which I married to all white Govt, and I named them Mekbib Adgeh, Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, because I'm the righteous Adam of Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, happened. And the Govt shall my wedding, based on my divine vision, November, December 1998, in which I was flying across the United States, holding my penny. Is in the process, I will complete my audit by 10 penny Adgeh, including penny leader Adgeh, the former penny leader culture, from Yalucifer, Lord, Hebraist Adgeh, the former Hebraist Hilder, her relatives, white relatives, the governors of Hilton, and 8 other penny Adgeh, Caucasian Hebrew, Caucasian American daughters, my Hebraist converters, legally, without divorcing any of my Hebraist white daughters, Mekbib Adgeh. And June 1998, I saw the divine vision, and the vision I saw, then we saw there, hang it. Also, I am teaching all of the white in the Govt, my people, Hebraist Doctors, teaching them my Hebraism, advising them, and in this day, those of them who aspire for Hebraist ministry and governance, I will train them and appoint them for Hebraist leadership in various posts of Hebraist leadership in my Hebraist Government Congregation of the universe under my Hebraist leadership. Some of my Hebraist achievements I made thus far in 1982, 81, 45 calendar, 20 Hebraist era, I cast out 24th Hebrew calendar, 23 verse 1. I prayed for then President Reagan's re-election. Collapse of the evil communist empire, the Soviet Union. And President Reagan was re-elected. I praise the Lord for it. And he drained the economy of the Soviet Union by his endless competition. Nevertheless, what he achieved was, before he left office in January 1989, is endless reduction peace treaty with the Soviet Union. Nevertheless, the God of Israel answered my prayer by collapsing the Soviet Union on the third year after Reagan left office, December 1991. You can that he was accordingly, the God of Israel set free Eastern Europe, including Russia, from the devilish fears of the anti-Russian world order, which have taken away their inalienable right of freedom of religion, of speech, of writing, of the first right for peaceful association, and right for to own private property and to be wealthy. The Hebraist, the basic Hebraist inalienable right by my Hebraist leadership. In 1987, I thought my scenarios, British American, my Christian brothers, Rooakh Kodesh, what the thing American got the stating socialism is the devil form of anti-Messianism. So we have to eliminate it as well in 1 Kings chapter 18, so 19, 2 Kings chapter 9 and 10. It is part of my fire of Elijah. And 1987 Hebrew calendar, 26 verse, I see is what you think Americans own so-called church, which are located in Ethiopia, and 99% of those who worship there are white snakes. And I thought my Hebrew was there, stating the so-called Apostle Paul is a heretic minister whose teaching Christianity cannot be relied upon, because Paul in Romans chapter 6 verse 20 to 21, Colossians chapter 2 verse 11 through 16, as well as Philippians chapter 3 verse 1 through 9, just as an example, he says the law is done away, absolute, don't obey it. But the same Paul we see in Acts chapter 2 12 verse 16 through 26 has repented of his heretic teaching, Christianity, in which he says the law is done away, don't obey it, it's absolute, and willfully upholding the law as purified, cleansed himself. But the one ethnic minister was conducting the Bible study, downplayed me, saying, "Oh boy, Paul may give a lip service," and distracted me, so I didn't pursue further. Nevertheless, after a week or so, the God of Israel has made a Hebraist miracle in my life. Neutral, as I am worshipping the God of Israel, Yahweh, Elohim, along with my Hebraist purpose, I see Elohim said to me, "Nothing is impossible to God," and anointed me by neutral Rooakh Kodesh, Spirit of God. What I sensed is the oil being poured on my physical body, and my spirit, I was catapulted to the top of the mountain of Elohim. At the time, there had been one thinkers who had been reading my mind, practicing divination, because it was not revealed to me yet, and they came and said to me, "You are our husband, our King David, our high priest." Then in 1988, 48 under 27 Hebraist era, I exterminated the Ethiopians, the Cushites, the blacks, Voodoo, communists, and the prophet Elijah. And the same year, as I am thinking with my divine tongue, I see my Hebraist purpose, they answered. Then in 1989, 49 Hebrew calendar, 28 Hebraist era, I taught my Hebrews white snakes, as well as my Hebraist purpose, two Hebraist lessons. One is Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 through 7. Our Hebrew Messiah is a wonderful counselor of Hebrews. Not the anti-Hebraist evil who framed Hebrews, stating Hebrews are children of the devil. In John chapter 8 verse 44, who admitted so-called he is evil. In Luke chapter 18 verse 18 through 19, the breaker of the law who says, eat and work on Sabbath and so on, whereas our Messiah is who fulfilled the law, noted in Matthew chapter 5 verse 17, ordered us saying, obey the commandment, the Torah, the prophets, and so noted in John chapter 14 verse 15, chapter 14 verse 24. And it is one of the verses by which I proved on the Christians, so-called Jesus, Messianic, so-called Yeshua, anti-Jewish person, not our Yeshua, Messiah Yeshua, one of the 62 verses. And the second verse I taught is Isaiah chapter 27, titled New Journey. What's the new journey? It's my horizon, by which I defeated all the world leaders. And in 1990, 57 Hebrew calendar, 29 Hebraist, when the God brought me to inherit me my land in the United States of America, and I made a few days in the United States of America, I saw the one vision. In my one vision, the original dollar, the official currency of the United States of America, is mine. And Rooakh Kodesh said, along is in March chapter 12 verse 15 through 17, Mekbib Adgeh, the then Mekbib Adgeh now, is Melchizedek Dr. Mekbib Adgeh, is the only legitimate leader for Americans. My Lord, congregation lawyers, and therefore the only government, legitimate government for Americans, they should pay tax to. And in 1991, calendar, 30 Hebraist era, I taught my Rooakh Kodesh the city, don't practice our oral facts, because they revealed it to me in Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 9 through 14. And if there has been a habit attempted, don't pursue it, but if there has been further practicing, quick, never pursue it. And 1992 calendar, 31 Hebraist era, Elohim spoke to me while I'm in my Mekbib Adgeh, Garden Eden by Springfield, Illinois, to form my own Hebraist Bet Elohim. And later, Yeshua provided me the one vision in which I saw my white sheep, all of them, my Rooakh Kodesh. I started converting the Hebraist since 1985, 1525 Euro calendar for Hebraist era. I made it since 1925 Euro a calendar by Hebraist era. And 1997, 57 calendar, 36 Hebraist era, I saw the one vision. The vision, I saw my stipend in Italia coming to me dressed with Israeli military uniform. At the time, in the vision I said to her, Penny, I am the Israeli American, you are the British American. What did you wear? Israeli military uniform. Then, after a week or two, I saw another one vision. The vision, I'm standing, dressed with marriage clothes with my stipend in Italia, the former Penny in the Carter from Williamson, Illinois. Then my marriage, I kept Shamadi, my stipend, my website orders, my penny Adgeh. And I lifted up her veil from her face and I kissed her in marriage commitment. It is fulfilled in 1998, 58 Euro calendar, 37 Hebraist era. When I married all of in my righteous marriage ceremony, when I married all of the wives of the Govt, and named them Hebraist Adgeh, I finished chapter 3 verse 20, because I'm their righteous seed. I'm of Genesis chapter 2 verse 18. I married my penny Adgeh as well. And in 1999, 59 Hebrew calendar, 38 Hebraist era, while I'm in my Mekbib Adgeh, Garden of Eden by Mekbib Adgeh, I saw the one vision. In the vision, I am with my sweetie Penny Adgeh. It is another Penny Adgeh, not a Penny Adgeh. On my default bed, she's my wife. And as I am there, I am watching Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17, and I saw the apartment building owned by Herodotus collapse. It is the collapse of all other modern religions before the sight of Elohim. And Elohim, in 3 months, are masked. The calmness, infiltration, disinformation, and brainwashing disguise the mask of religion. In the United States, as well as 39 Hebraist while I am in mine in Mekbib Adgeh hidden by cave Ukraine, I saw one vision. The vision, I strike the spirit of communism saying, away communism from China is now 80% fulfilled. In 2001, calendar 40 Hebraist I saw one vision. The vision, I have completed my wedding to my Stephen Adgeh, and I was having pussy with her, my chest on her boob, and now I am having pussy with her, on her boobs, and my chest on her boobs, and as I am having pussy with her, I was singing her a Hebraist divine song of love. I didn't care for, I didn't read or listen from anywhere. And the same month, if I believed me, while I was flying, approximately 1998, called my city penny. And it is for the completion of my wedding to my city penny in the family, parish with Adgeh, and 8 other penny Adgehs without divorcing any of my 3 billions of my girls. Legally. Therefore, I didn't travel to Europe for completion of my wedding since then. And also, Elohim revealed to me why my steel penny had been dressed with Israeli military uniform in 1997, divine vision of mine. It is because penny is British American, and the British are part of the so-called North Riders of Israel, exiled by Assyria in 722. Livne Yom Hot of Yeshua, before the birthday of Yeshua. And they are now the Scandinavians, British, Irish, Iceland, Swiss, French, Luxembourg, and Belgium. And also the same here, Elohim smote the Cushites, the negro, African, so-called Cushites, who said, kill Mekbib Adgeh, the white man, all his white children, all his white wives, so they will not rule over us. And the same year, it has provided me my divine vision of my Hebraist Government Congregation of the universe, in which I was on the Siege of Liberty in New York, 300 meters or more from the Fleury Church. The white snake, the western white snake girl, the French girl, has held by her right hand on the incorruptible iron rod which has been planted in the middle of the flaring torch. Its ending may be riches in heaven. The iron rod, the incorruptible iron rod. And also I saw another divine vision, the same year, the same November to December. And the vision, my Hebraist has been singing, dancing, a Hebraist dance in different moments. Then in 2002, 2006 Hebrew calendar, 41 Hebraist era, January to March, I saw a divine vision. In the divine vision, I am somewhere in a building where Hebrews have gathered to pray for the state of Israel. And because I am Hebrew, I was in the midst, praying independently. And as I was praying, I was singing a divine song of prayer. And this says, no matter what, they redeem and leave. No matter what, they redeem and leave. So is that. And 2002, in the summer, Elohim really built me with many examples. Christianity is the heresy of power, as well as the mistake of the Jerusalem Council, which in 1987, as I see, the so-called Christian minister has distracted me, and I didn't pursue it. Nevertheless, now I stood invincible against Christian messianics, and I prevailed against them. The same year, 2002, I collapsed the Soviet Union evil communist which existed in the Republic of United States, comprised of Yalucifer, Legislator, the negros, African blood, as well as Hebraist from the sleep, 763 calendar, 42 Hebraist era, I saw another divine vision. In the vision, I am either in Kuwait or in Iraq with large snake soldiers of ISIS, and there I declared, stating, Allah doesn't exist in reality. The only genuine God which exists is the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the God of Israel, Yahweh, Yeshua, therefore victory is mine. And it is fulfilled 100% now, and it started being fulfilled in 2008, 2068 Hebrew calendar, the 47 Hebraist era. Nevertheless, Chihan. And as days went by, the drum beats reverberated and Cushites louder and louder. And Bush's job of rating has sunk to 27%. Nevertheless, the God of Israel was not on their side. Newton was on my side. And by Newton's Rooakh Kodesh, I declared in 2003, and victory became mine. And how it came to happen is some say it is because of the military service. But they are wrong. It is Rooakh of Elohim, as noted. I don't say it in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. Newton partnered some of the previous Al-Qaeda members against Al-Qaeda itself. And they started fighting by the interpretation of Islam. Al-Qaeda version of Islam, conflict against the Iraqi version of Islam, and they started fighting each other. At the time, the American military armed those former Al-Qaeda members and now fighting against Al-Qaeda and started paying them salary. And they made the main success. Though the military search has contributed some success, the main success was achieved by the work of God. And victory became mine as I declared it by the Rooakh Kodesh, the Spirit of God. And 2004, Christian 64 Hebrew calendar, which the Hebraist as I'm teaching my model and my episode was just garden fitted by Indianapolis, Indiana, stating Christians the heresy of God, as well as the mistake of the Jerusalem Council, and their Jesus, Yeshua of Messianic Jews is anti-Christ, evil, not all who Messiah Yeshua. Those who consider themselves affiliated to all denominations of Christianity, as well as Messianic Judaism, they surrendered their God to me. They surrendered the video of their Jesus to me. And starting 2004, I started praying, stating, eliminate three regimes of the surface of the earth and make an end to human suffering, the cause, and Elohim. So we could teach those in this country also Hebraism and make it easy for us to teach Hebraism in this country. And Elohim answered me in Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Cuba. Have started reforming. Vietnam, North Korea is in the process training, but have started too. And all these are which the God of God enabled me to achieve it by neutral made it by my Hebraist HighPriest Rooakh Kodesh leadership. And 2005 calendar, I debated all of the religious Christian denominations, Muslim Christian, all of the Christian denominations pastors, Muslim ministers, Jewish rabbi, the business leaders, economic leaders, as well as scientists is earlier, and as well as chairman of the Republican Party of State of Indiana, chairman of the Democratic Party of State of Indiana, and I defeated them all. And 2006, 660 calendar, 45 Russia, I launched the Hebraist conversion campaign to convert all of the whites and Govt acquisition assets to Hebraist. And I successfully finished it in June or July 2006, and November to December of the same year, I saw the vision I have inherited my land, United States of America. And 2007, 2006 permanent calendar, for 6 Russia, Elohim said to me, delete their world leaders. So I debated all of the world religious, business, economics, politics, as well as science leaders, and I defeated them all. Accordingly, April 3rd, 2007, 40 years of Abi, 40 years of Nisa, 767 calendar, 46 Russia, and the day of Passover, it was our victory, Hebraist victory. The Hebraism, as Elohim said it, in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 4 to 14, in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 4 to 7, the Hebraism, which has been extinct for more than 1,000 years ago, resurfaced and be defeated anti-Hebraist world order once for all in my Hebraist Congregation for nations leadership. Numbers chapter 24 verse 17 is also fulfilled. And 2009, 2006 calendar, 48 Hebraist era, the God appointed me the Hebraist Congregation of all nations in the world. And 2010, 17 calendar, 49 Hebraist era, March 17, I saw the vision I sent to hell, the devilish spirit, the driving force of socialism, communism. It is the elimination of socialism, communism from the surface of the earth, and I have achieved it by devising effective Hebraist policy against it, by proving, and which I proved, socialism, communism is worthless, and my Bible is worthy. It's not only socialism, communism, I have eliminated anarchism, atheism, all other religious except my Hebraism, Satanism, Halloween, Valentine's Day, and so on, all other non-Hebraist business, education, because they are wrong, because they are a drive of the devil, they teach crime, tyranny, sin, and so on, and they misled the world population from the blameless way of God, and proving it worthy, my horizon, worthy, and all the other the anti-Hebraist things, including socialism, communism, and Satanism, worthless, successfully eliminated it. It's all available in my Hebraist site, the necessary evidence. And 2011, 7-2 calendar, 50 Hebraist era, the God of Israel anointed appointed me, the Hebraist Congregation of all nations in negros. And August 13, 2011, 13th of Elul, 5771 Hebrew calendar, 50 Hebraist era, Elohim said to me, told me to make my introductory video to my Hebrews as well as Israelites, the household of Israel, declaring to them the thousands of years awaited redemption of Israel, the household of Israel, has started. And this Melchizedek Dr. the Hebraist Government Congregation, the Hebrew royal, whose royal crown, Elohim, of my Hebrew forefather, King David, Elohim has restored to, neutral appointed to make that reform start to its fulfillment, and which I have made the video and published it to ownership the US. And in 2012, 72 Hebrew calendar, 51 Hebrew era, the God of Israel provided me divine visions in which the blacks are banished from all other countries to Africa, the land of Cush. Genesis chapter 2, verse 13. The reason is because what is revealed to me is because of the blasphemy of God, in which they named themselves God, Jesus, Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, and so on, which sort of blasphemy, and also they fought against the council of the God of Israel for many years, and also for their Voodoo worship African demonic disguised with various religious masks, as well as the horrific crime against humanity they committed by threatening our First Amendment right of United States Constitution, in which at least 32 million persons are suffering in hell, which otherwise I could have averted their eternal days by shouldn't they threaten our First Amendment right, by sabotaging the social networking, development, customization project, and then also the email address of news reporters, journalists, editors, conduction software by tampering the software, so I couldn't conduct an email it. I could have offered their eternal days, their suffering ahead by enabling them obtain eternal life, verifiable on earth. So for all these things, Elohim has banished the black Cushites, Africans, negros, to the land of Cush. And here are the evidences which proves my Hebraist Government Congregation of the universe is superior, and indeed the legitimate leader for Americans. And what Elohim said in 1990, 50 Hebrew calendar, the illegitimacy of all political systems existing in all politicians. They are not anointed by God, they are not whom God has appointed them for such things. And the second thing is they make laws which infringe upon the individual rights of United States citizens. There are many laws existing in the United States which the citizens of America individual rights are infringed upon. And also when social tyrants, so-called voters, vote against by infringing on the individual rights of the citizens, they consider it as legitimate, as legal. It's not wrong. And the God of God is the God of freedom, as noted in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. And also, they have led socialists, communists, neo-Nazis, Satanists, and so on, all organizations which commit crime against humanity to function legally in the land, as well as to take even to take political power. It's all wrong. These are organizations who commit crime against humanity, enemies of human beings, enemies of God. And also, their representative democracy is a small version of slavery in which the legislation enables public is not taking part, in which many vice legislation. And also, all of the politicians have some degree of exposure to abominable practices. Elohim prohibited in Exodus chapter 22, verse 18, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 40, and so on. And also they have in the executive branch, they have the so-called executive privilege, in which they cover up anything from being investigated by governmental officials, by the government officials. It is a death of the devil, the death of criminals, such as Richard Nixon and Lincoln, to commit their crime after taking office. It's all wrong. And the other thing is, the Obama healthcare law is a socialist law, tyranny, dictatorship, which coerces young Americans, youngsters, to pay cash, which is a cash giveaway, for which they don't get any benefit. And the United States Supreme Court, so-called judges, are not Americans either, who said it is constitutional and American citizens are legally it is right to force them to infringe upon their individual rights. Yes, the first and the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, Section 1 and Section 5 clearly says it is only by making appropriate laws, legislators could make laws which doesn't infringe upon the individual rights of any American citizen. So, my Hebraist justice is also supreme of all justice systems in the world. The other thing is, our 7 core American values are individualism, capitalism, constitutionalism, science and technology, liberty, justice, and refined religion, and tyranny, coercion, dictatorship is none of it. It's not a Western way of thinking, a Western way of government. We Hebraists, we are Hebraist capitalists, we are the Westerners. And my Hebraist capitalism is the just form of capitalism. And the other thing is, they have poor, by their inferior governance skill, they breed criminals. For example, they make available tools by which a person commits crime legally. In market, for example, hacking software tools are available legally. And when a person buys then and steals cash from somebody's bank account or from somewhere, then they say, let's investigate, waste the time, energy, and the cash. It is very service while providing the means of committing crime and breeding the criminal. Also, in terms of fighting what they made is they provide lodging and food and free medical treatment and things like that. And then in jail, the criminals they communicate with by formulating various codes of communication to those who are outside, and there are a criminal enterprise outside. Who is the result? The public. The money is lost. Clear crime is continuing. Those so-called arrested, they are not arrested. They have been administered. It's all wrong. And also, when a person calls 911, the police arrives in 20 minutes or more. Particularly because now, because of the cash drain, they have and it is more than necessary time for the criminal to commit crime and disappear from the area. But as for us, have effective crime fighting policy, and we are effective in eliminating the causes of crime, preventing crime, and if crime happens, taking down criminals before they escape. In a few seconds to a minute, we'll reach crime scene and take down criminals, and we are effective in eliminating crime as well. The other thing is education penalty. Young Americans, the future, which are the future productive employees of the land, innovators, future innovators, the future leaders who will be standing for the welfare of the land, they are penalized by interest loan and the educational loan they take. They are penalized by paying, by making them pay interest. It is all wrong, and there are many things, but it is just as a sample of the big thing in which the Hebraist Government and Congregation of the Universe beats any government on earth. And in 34 ways, my Hebraist Government and Congregation of the Universe, which the guardians are taught me to form and lead it, beats any government on earth. And my Hebraist justice is supreme of all justice systems in the world. My Hebraism is the only original religion made by God, which exists blameless before the sight of Elohim. And my supreme Hebraist governance, the governing principle of my government congregation, beats even capitalist democracy, the favorite of world leaders, in many ways, even in freedom. And my Hebraism, by which I defeated all those leaders, is what the guardians taught me, not what I learned from any person, religious or Satanist. So even Harvard University, the first ranking university in London, wanted to learn me, from me, is Melchizedek Dr. Adgeh. On this one, I have 113 credits over the world leaders, not from any government leader, over the world leaders, 113 credits. And that's what I have. 401 fulfilled prophecies, 95 fulfilled marriages, several Hebraist sites, which I made it experienced by the Rooakh Kodesh, the Spirit of God, not by abominable practices, and I prohibited in Exodus chapter 20, verse 18, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27, and so on. This guy is the mask of religion, as well all other persons are into. And I will lead the world population, except the blasphemers of God, the Yalucifer, Solia, the Cushites, in greater freedom, greater economic prosperity, crime-free, greater standard of living, global stability, and eternal life, verifiable rulers, as noted in Exodus chapter 8, verse 19, Mark chapter 16, verse 1 to 18, Luke chapter 10, verse 1 to 19, John chapter 1, verse 12, Acts chapter 2, verse 4, 4, 4, 6, chapter 19, verse 13 to 20, and so on. Therefore, what Elohim spoke to in 1990, my divine vision, as well as in March chapter 3, verse 50 through 70, is proved 100% divine. And all other government, all other religious orders have collapsed in 1999. It's a few times calendar, 35 all other government orders have ended before the size of Illinois in 2007. The 672 calendar or 657, and they will dissipate soon, and I will be replacing them by Hebraist Government Congregation of the universe, and the HighPriest Congregation, the universe tradition. They only exist before the sight of human beings, as well as the rejection of the then King Saul and the anointing of my Hebrew forefathers, the then King David, was as noted in 1 Samuel chapter 15 through the end of chapter 16, 2 Samuel chapter 3 through the end of chapter 5. Therefore, legal citizens, residents of the United States of America, I want you to be aware, except the other form, the presence of God. The God of Israel has set you free from that Hebraist and the devilish spirit of that Hebraist world order, which has caused you, which has strayed you from the blameless way of God and caused you many hardships in life, including eternal days, by providing you the opportunity to convert to Christ and obtain eternal life as well as a better life, subjected to my Hebraist Government and Congregation of the universe under my HighPriest Rooakh Kodesh leadership. The opportunity as well as better life, you don't find it anywhere in any other government in the world. So, learn my advice. As one of my different sites where you belong. For descendants of except the blood, Yalucifer, the blood, the African, the blood of God is www.harmnations.org. For all white today Mexicans, except Yalucifer, for all white today ladies, for white child, except Solia, is www.ohlshem.us. For all white girls is www.hebraist.us. Our global news site is www.hebraistnews.us. For all Washington government, for Turkish and American governments, my Hebraist converts want to email me your photograph for the capture money to you. I'm sure the Rooakh they click on his Melchizedek Dr.Mekbib and marriage, and I could email me your photograph from there. The original marriage is Jewish male, is Melchizedek Dr.Mekbib and the Hebraist. All other persons are psychopaths, Satanists, not vegetable persons. I have masked the teeth, Yalucifer, the Cushites, the blood, African negros, who psychically burglarize into my apartment, steal my personal property, my identity, my identity. And this guy is actually their identity, as if it is, as if they are the person, as if he must is anything of theirs, whereas it is not. I have unmasked them on HebraistNews.us. What is the force? Nothing worthy, subject to punishment. Not worthy even to bow down and worship anything mine. And also, they abandon the devil, the followers of the devil, disguised with a mask of religion or not, to claim anything mine. They don't have even the right to exist anywhere in the universe except suffering in hell. The Almighty God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Yahweh, Yeshua, has sentenced them to 2 day sentences and endless suffering here, as noted in Exodus chapter 22, verse 18, Leviticus chapter 27, chapter 20, verse 27, chapter 24, verse 16, Isaiah chapter 36, through the end of chapter 37, Matthew chapter 12, verse 31, chapter 26, verse 60 through 65, Psalm chapter 9, verse 17, Matthew chapter 25, verse 41, Mark chapter 9, verse 46, 44, Luke chapter 16, verse 23, 24, Revelation chapter 20, verse 10 through 15. And my Hebraist palace, all the built what Newton wanted me to. And I have deployed all the miracles. I am his Melchizedek, Dr.Mekbib Adgeh, the part Caucasian Hebrew, ethnic American man, with Reddish Hebrew, Caucasian Hebrew, Luke, the Hebraist HighPriest Rooakh Kodesh in the Negros, the founder of the Hebraist Universe, founder of Hebraist Bet Elohim, the only man the Hebrews, the Hebrew royal, whose royal crown of Hebrew forefather, the King David, the God of Israel, restored to. I have 9 titles. I'm one man the Hebrews, he's Melchizedek Dr. Mekbib, and Hebraist Bet Elohim,